biggest superstars, Shah Rukh Khan and Kajol, who deliver powerful performances. So if you like the movie, now's your chance to pick up the DVD. It's releasing on August 10th.
But did you see the names? They were all American names. Those were distributors.
That's right. That's the power
Good
behind
to see that.
your message.
I want to tell you, Anil Ambani owns the big cinema. He has bought up so many of the cinema halls here in the United States that actually show Bollywood films. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about him. He's also in energy business, folks. So he's building a coal plant up in Madhya Pradesh. He's getting $600 million from the Import-Export Bank of the United States of America. That particular loan will actually save 1,000 jobs because the company that's going to supply the technology, the parts, and install it are from America. But I was kind of surprised that the United States is giving $600 million to Anil Ambani to build a coal plant in Madhya Pradesh where the United States workers will be involved.
I'm not actually surprised by this. If you think about it, the U.S. is going to need fuel resources. And by building a plant overseas in India, it builds a strong relationship there. We have a budding relationship now because of the nuclear treaty. It's also good for India because by having a coal plant there, India has its own fuel crisis. In fact, it's in a fuel crisis now. So by building those kinds of coal plants and so forth, at least India itself will have some options about energy going forward.
That's true. Well, moving on, folks. You know, in Japan or Shanghai or Beijing or Hong Kong, when you go there, the technology of vending machine is so great. I mean, you can get a fresh cup of coffee or tea or anything you want in Japan, and you can pay with a touch of your phone or you can do your credit card thing. But here in the United States, the vending machine, as you all know, I'm sure it's all around your offices, they carry nothing but either soda or chips or something else. In Japan, it is really gotten to a point where...
High-end vending machine.
There you go. You went to Thailand, right?
I did. I went to Japan. I have to tell you, just very briefly, their toilets actually are very, very advanced. Did you know that your toilet comes with a remote control and you have 10 features that allow you to do all kinds of things, you know, to clean up down there? Automated, fully automated, which fascinating.
Fantastic. But that's not the technology that is here. Most of the vending machine business, folks, is run by mom and pop stores. People have 20 vending machines, 30 vending machines, 10 vending machines. They go and they stock them and they take the money out, and that has really been the case. But now 2.0 vending machines are coming up that you can touch it and you can get whatever you want. And of course, the big companies are going to try different kinds of foods in there, different kind of sodas, different kind of other things in there too. But at the same time, you can pay by credit card. These vending machines have always accepted cash. Well, because of young people don't carry cash these days, they only have their plastic to do it, or they have their phone that they can do it. And of course, in Japan, anything you want to buy, you just you scan your phone, and you certainly can pay by that. But here in the United States, that has not caught on. Somehow, I haven't understood that. You're the tech guru. Tell me, what is holding them back?
Well, we have lobbies here, I think, that prevent some of the change from happening, although that's not only reason why. You know, the phone technology, it's well documented. We're well behind what's happening in Europe and in Asia, and it's in part because we're stuck on old technology, you know, so layering in these new kinds of services takes time here as opposed to overseas where they don't have all this regulation, all these government holdups and tie-ups. You can get stuff out the door much quicker, and it succeeds, and then we ask ourselves, why didn't the technology come here? With these vending machines, I think it's a great idea, especially for small offices where you don't always have something to eat nearby. You know, why not have a hot meal served out of your vending machine instead of always a cold soda or a snack? The only drawback is now the whole world is going to get fat because we make it so easy to consume, you know, high fat and high carb content food this way.
But that has been the case. It is changing now, simply because now they have supply chain technology right on the vending machine. They can tell which one is selling very fast, never leaving their office. And in fact, they give an example that when there was snow, January when we had blizzard, one of the vending machines, according to these people, was actually being used over and over and over again. So they were able to send the truck to fill that particular vending machine. So it'll save energy, it saves time. So all of that technology is now coming in because early on, you know, mom and pop, just like the doctors, they're also mom and pop business. They really don't want to spend too much money on technology. So these big companies are taking over.
Well, you know, speaking of the blizzard, for those of us living here in Washington, D.C., we won't soon forget just how bad this past winter was. In fact, we made news headlines all across the country because of our snowstorms.
Yes.
But that snowstorm is not done yet. Guess what? You know, it's now September. It's 9 months later after the snowstorm. And guess what? Our area is experiencing a boom of hospital births. That's right, folks. There's apparently a lot of activity that occurred while we had no power and we had nowhere else to go because you couldn't leave your house.
Love doesn't need that.
Love doesn't need any of that, and so there's been a baby boom as a result of our blizzard, and there's a lot of people who are delivering in September of this year. In fact, Holy Cross Hospital in Silver Spring is boosting its staff to handle more than 800 mothers-to-be who have registered to deliver there. That's 75 more deliveries per month than in the same period over the last 2 years. So people were definitely enjoying their time away from the office at home. Well, folks, I'm sure many of you tuned in to watch the debut episode of The Real Housewives of D.C. on Bravo. And I have to tell you personally, I was very disappointed. I mean, I'm disappointed for a bunch of reasons. You know, I think the Washington Post really panned the show when they did an article on it last week, and with good reason, because if you look at the show, there's really nothing DC about it. You know, DC